This is a video for my friend Temoinsjack girl, who has in the last few days been struggling with Jack, who has been interacting or responding to Jack, Together for Peace, and who has been getting more and more frustrated doing so. Understandably. I mean, I've been there, I've done that. I've been there myself. And to all of you who think that Jack is genuine in his stated desire on his website, on his page, on his channel page, to talk with atheists, I think you really need to listen very carefully to what Jack actually says, because nothing is further from the truth. And you can see that if you know Jack, if you've been following him for a while, you can even see that in the simple fact that after 3 years, Jack is still asking the exact same questions that he was asking at the beginning. Now he has received a plethora of answers to his questions, and the notion that he hasn't had a satisfactory answer yet, or at least an answer that would have allowed him to move on somewhat and start asking newer questions, that shows you in itself that Jack is completely unable to take on board what people have been telling him over the last 3 years. But there's more to it than that. As Temoinsjack girl has pointed out in her video, as she has picked up on, there's something of the night about Jack. And I'm deliberately using that phrase because that was originally used by Anne Widdecombe, if memory serves, about Michael Howard. And that refers to a video that I would like you to watch. Not so much that I would like you to watch, but that I would like you to check the comments of. This is a video that I posted a long time ago now, titled My Paxman to Jack's Howard. And in the comment section of that video, Jack finally, after me pressuring him for months, comes clean about how he really feels about us. And he makes it clear that in his opinion, we who do not accept his Jesus as a savior or whatever, we deserve to suffer eternally. I think the way he puts it is, yes, it is right and just that you should suffer eternally in the absence of the God, the Creator, or something of that nature. Go in, have a look, see for yourself. And also check out how that conversation continued. And I will also post a link to a playlist where that video features and the videos that followed it, so you can see how that further developed. But it was very clear to me that Jack ultimately believes, and this is why I had always been pushing Jack to declare about his opinions, to make clear to us how he felt about what we deserved. Because by doing that, I could take all the extraneous baggage out of the equation. I could take all the supernatural nonsense out and get straight to the point of what Jack feels other people deserve. And that is a feeling that can be taken as stated regardless of what hook it's hung on. And Jack made it clear he feels that there are people in the world who deserve to suffer eternally. That is the sort of person we're dealing with. And Temoinsjack girl has picked up on that quite clearly, and justly so, because this is definitely an opinion that Jack does still hold, that he's never retracted, that he's never qualified, that he's never softened in any way. This is exactly how Jack feels. Still, and this is the hard bit for Temoinsjack girl, I have to take a step back and comment on the way you are handling this situation, because I don't think it is necessarily the right way to do so. And I'm not talking necessarily about how you're doing it and how you're approaching it, but one or two of the things you are saying are not quite right, and one or two of the things you are doing I think I need to comment on. For example, you're making the point that Jack is targeting people. Now that is not entirely true. He has opinions about people that are truly deplorable and that I would have to reject as the venomous, vile, despicable things that they are. But he doesn't actually target people. I have never seen Jack go after anybody or harass them or push them or target them in any such way. So I don't think it's necessarily fair to make that statement about Jack. Let's stick to what we can confirm, because that is truly bad enough already. And the other thing that I want to remark on, I'm sorry, is I saw some comments in which you seem to hint at the fact that you created new accounts in order to interact further with Jack. And I have to say I'm not really in favor of that, because if somebody blocks you, they block you because they consider the conversation with you over. And that's the reason they block you. Now you are of course perfectly entitled to have your opinions about their reasons why they blocked you, and you are even entitled to make videos about it and explain what you think is going on, and if necessary expose the person blocking you as a hypocrite, for example, or whatever else. But I don't think it's necessarily right to make new accounts just so you can keep getting at the person who has blocked you, because then you're getting very close to harassment, and I would be careful. I would not go there if I were you. But that is only a minor quibble. Please take it as such. It's only a minor quibble with what you're doing, because overall your assessment of Jack is pretty accurate as far as I can tell, and I certainly want to support you in that. And I certainly think that by and large you nailed Jack on the head. You got him exactly down pat. And just to make sure this ends on a positive note, I wrote a little poem about Jack, of course. It goes like this, to quote David Randall Curtis. Here we go. On the tubes there is a man named Togetherforjack, who is tripping on Jesus or cocaine or crack. Or perhaps he's been raiding his mom's happy pills. Whatever, it scuppers his listening skills. We explain until we can explain it no more, that our lives do have purpose and meaning galore. But Jack doesn't get it. He can't contemplate a purpose that's personal, not ultimate. That meaning is something we make for ourselves, and not for Jesus, Jehovah, Santa or his elves. We make our own purpose, not Yahweh's or Jack's. And for that we're subjected to Jack attacks. Jack thinks that unless he can make sense of it, the meaning we make for ourselves ain't legit. But of course it's the other way round. As it is, our lives are simply none of his business. Whether you can make sense of our choices in life is irrelevant, Jack. Why don't you get a life? Stop sticking your nose where it doesn't belong, and annoy us no more with beliefs that are wrong. If God makes you happy, well, go right ahead. But God don't exist, and your Jesus is dead. Your rhetoric's empty, your purpose is fake, so please bugger off and jump into a lake.